Hello, good day. This is Eric. Today I'm going to show you on how to use the phpmyadmin of XAMPP. So to do that one, you need to go to your XAMPP folder in your drive C to where your XAMPP installer is located at actually. Then click on the XAMPP control here. You need to click on the Apache web server, start, and as well as your MySQL database server. Now, if this Apache would not turn into green, that means the problem is on the port number. That might be blocked by your network administrator, but you could change the setting of your port number and allow another port number for that. Just click on your httpd.config here and change the setting of your file. So here you need to locate the port 80 of your listening port. So as you can see, that is 80, but you could change that into any number you wanted to. For now, I would like to use 8080, and also the server name localhost to be 8080 as well. Then when you save that one, so let us save. For example, I have saved that one, and go to your browser. You need to type in here localhost, then colon 8080, and that would work. But if the port number 80 is allowed, so you could just simply type in localhost, and that's actually your local web server. So this should come out. Okay, so port 8080 will appear here. So if I'm going to save my save my HT configuration here. So if I'm going to save that one, it should appear here, port 8080. That means port 8080 is the new localhost web server port number. Okay, so let me bring back the original configuration into port 80. Okay, as well as our listening port to be port 80 as well. Then let us save that one. Okay, now I would like to access my phpmyadmin. To do that one, just type in localhost in your browser, then phpmyadmin. If this won't work, there's a problem with your either browser or your MySQL is not running properly. So let us try that Google Chrome. That one. So this should work. If this won't work, there's a problem with your MySQL here. So let us troubleshoot that one and try again. It's your Apache web server, localhost, then phpmyadmin. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, so this is now working. Now, as you can see, we have a menu tab here for the databases. It lists all the databases that is created. We have the SQL query here that would allow us to create our SQL. and you would check in the status as well as the user accounts for every databases. You could export your SQL or your database, and you could import as well your database here. Okay, so first let us work on GUI. We could create our database here. For example, my name of database is ericdb, and click create. So that is how you simply create a database here. So within a database, of course, there is what we call table. You could create a table you wanted to. For example, that table would be your courses, something like that. And you could specify how many columns within that courses. So let us say I got 2 here, for example. Then click go. So you can see you need to specify the name of your column on the table courses. So let's say this is BSIT, and they're dealing with characters of varchar. How long it is? Say 50 would do. Then we have another column, let's say BSCPE, then another varchar, and the length would be, let's say, 50 as well. Then click save. So as you can see within the database EricDB, we have a table called courses, and within the table we have what we call columns, and that is BSCP and as well as BSIT. Okay, there's another way in creating our database. So going here in your SQL tab with the command to create a particular database is to simply create. That's the command, create. Then what do you want to create? I would like to create a database. Okay, then the name of your database. So for example, I got here my DB, and that with semicolon. After that, click go. So you can see here database has been created, and let us refresh this one. So you can see here I got my DB created. So we don't have yet table, but we could create a table for that one. Going to your MyDB database, and the statement to create a table is create. Then whatever will be the table you would like to create, let's say table. Then let us say I would like to create classes. Okay, let's say classes here. So that's the name of your table. Then what's next is would be creating a table, something like this, and within that one you need to specify what are those columns within this table. Now I could let's say I got a person ID. That's the name of my uh, column. So why do we need to have this one? Let's say let's make it as not null for now, then separated by comma. So the purpose of an ID is to provide auto increment value of an integer. So whenever you create a person, it should have a unique identifier or integer value for that person. Now if I got perhaps within a class table, the let's say the last name first, then that's the name of my column within the table classes, and I need to specify what would be the data type. So varchar would allow us to provide a variable character for this table column. Then what's the length? Let's say 50. Separated again by varchar separated by comma. Then I got here, let's say the name, first name, column here, and varchar would be as well, let's give it another 50 for example. Okay, sorry for the last name here, 50, and that's it. If you want it to be until only first name, but if I would add another one here, just simply type in here another variable would be, let's say, the address of that person. Then again, variable character for the data type, then how long or what's the length of the address again for 50. Oh, you may have more than that one. Don't need anymore to put the comma here because you don't have any other column to be added. So simply like this is how to create your table within the MyDB database. So click go. Okay, so that is how to create a table. As you can see, when you browse in, we got here the name of the columns would be address, first name, last name, person ID. Okay, now how would I drop or delete this kind of columns within a table? So to do that one, just click this checkbox here. If I would like to delete an address part of a table's column, then click drop. Okay, so here we have also a command to drop a particular table. Just simply type in alter, then the table name, classes, then drop the address column. Okay, so that's how to do it in your SQL command. But for now, let's use the GUI. As you can see, we don't have any more the address table. Okay, now let's go to the SQL and add manually our table here. So to do that one, just simply adding a table would be something like add the value of a table by going to alter, of course, our table name. Of course, that's the table. What's the table name would be classes here. Okay, so I got the classes table. Then what would I do? I would like to add another column. So for example, I would like to bring back the address here. Then simply what would be the data type? It's a varchar, and how long would that be? So semicolon will be the last syntax in every statement in SQL. So click go. As you can see again, varchar for address is added in a column here. Okay, so let us see the person ID. That should be, if we would like to auto increment that one, you may click on AI here. So auto increment our ID and click save, and that would be our primary key. As you can see, there's a key symbol here. That means that's our primary key. Okay, so how would I drop a particular let's say table? If I would like to drop a particular table, for example, using the SQL, just type in here drop table, then whatever be the table name. Or if we are going to use for example the GUI, so let us see if we could drop this particular table with the use of GUI. As you can see, there's no option here to drop specifically the table, but you need first to drop first the content. Let us say going to drop the table itself by the command drop. Whatever will be the table name would be classes, for example here. Let us see if we could delete that one. and click go. Do you really want to execute drop? Okay. You could delete instantly the list of the table, or if you only wanted to delete only the content, by the way. So to do that one, let us bring back the table classes within the MyDB, for example. Let's bring back the table. So we need to create a new table called create table, and that is classes. So that is how to create a table using our command. Okay, to do that one, you need to specify, of course, what is within the table. So classes. If we do that way, for example, click go. If you notice, cannot do that one. But if you would like to create a table, you need to specify what is within the table. That's it. Okay. So to do that one, you could specify, let's say I just wanted to be having a last name with data type varchar and with a length of 50 for this example. Within the table, I got this one. So let's click go. As you can see, a class table is created, and I would only have a table column called last name. Now this time I would like only to delete or drop our column called last name, but not deleting your table name called classes. So to do that, although you could directly check here and drop that one, but you could perform SQL command here by going to, of course, the command now this time is truncate. Let us see if there's a truncate. Okay, truncate whatever we wanted to truncate within the table. Of course, the name of the table is classes. Then this time, what do we want to delete? We would like to only delete the content of our classes table, and that's the last name. So to do this one, let us see if that would remove the last name. Click OK. So yes, as you can see, classes remains, that's the table name, and let us see if the last name would be truncated. Okay, so I think this doesn't work. Even though we perform truncate, we don't have any value for the last name. So let us say we put a value for our last name. This time, let's say Angeles. Go. Then we got created one here for the last name. Let's browse in. Okay. The table, last name Angeles. Let's again perform truncating the value of your table, which is classes. Okay, let us see if the content of that column last name would be deleted. Okay, you have an error. So we got an error here, line 1. So let us see. Our classes still got the Angeles here. If you would like to truncate that one, so truncate, then whatever be the table name called classes, Let us try this code. It should delete. Okay, empty results. Let us see. There should be no anymore value of that. Okay, as you can see, there is no value of last name. So that is how you remove the content of a column. Now, if you would like to, for example, drop a database, you may simply click on to that database you wanted to delete or drop. Click onto that one, then simply click drop here. Okay, select that and drop. So if you click this one, it will drop the database. Or in your SQL tab, you could delete a particular database you wanted to. Let's say the command would be drop, of course. Drop what we are dropping, our database. So that would be, let's say EricDB would be the database we would like to remove into our database server. So let us see, this should be dropped or deleted. As you can see, I don't have anymore the eric.db. Okay, so if I have here my DB, for example, I got here with columns and I would like to back up this one, I can go to export tab and you could specify the name of your database, for example, my DB, then create that one. After creating that one, click go and that would be downloaded. Okay, if you would like to upload that file, choose file, then go to your downloads and click the name of your SQL and click go. As you can see, there is a table name users, so you cannot anymore import that one unless you don't have yet data for that particular database of your, say, MyDB. Okay, so let us resolve this issue. Let's say if I'm going to open this one and click for the code, I have here the table called okay, test. Then I got also a database called myericdb here, and with this value. Okay, so everything is exported onto your database. But if we would like to, for example, specify, let's say only MyDB, that's the name of our, let's say let us export MyDB. Then export, okay, MyDB, that's the name of the template, and I would export that one, go there, let us show in and open that one. So we have here the name of the database. Okay, got my name of database, and let's check if we have also the column here. Where is the column? I think, anyway, so there's no column, let us double check again. It should show you spell this last name. Let us check again. Okay, then on MyDB we export that one template. Let us export method and select all. Okay, as you can see, we could okay, so even the table is selected. Let us see if that is included in our SQL file when we click OK here. So let us see. Oh, sorry for that. Show in folder, and let us click this file. See that? So even the code for the table is here. Okay. Now, if you would like to import that as well, be sure that you don't have this kind of database here, or if you have updated your MyDB SQL here, then that's the time you would like to upload. But if there's existing database in your phpmyadmin, and again, if you would like to upload a new one, this would come out. It's already existing with the database solution. In your SQL file here, you would delete the name of your database. Okay? Or another technique is, if you would like to update your database, just drop this database here. So going back to your databases, you would want to drop your MyDB here so that you could import again your file SQL here for the updates you have created. So database, no database is selected. Okay, but if you have a database, for example MyDB, then you would like to import your SQL here for MyDB, all your configuration of your table, as you can see, this again is created. Okay, so for the privileges, if you would like to connect now your PHP codes going to your database, so you need to understand the purpose of privileges. So whatever be the username to be used, your host name, so it's a local host, or either 127.0.0.1, that's the local IP address of your computer in terms of its access to your web server. Okay, so for the next topic, I'll discuss on how to connect our PHP, insert the data, as well as connect to our database. So if you have a table here, for example, and we would want to put value for your last name, then with the use of PHP, we could do that one in our next video. So thank you and good day once again.